Hello there. I'm not brave for doing this. I'm a coward who was forced into it by an invisible hand of some sort, maybe. Right, so yes, doobie doobie doobie, just make myself comfortable. Okay. An emerging security threat. Please report anything suspicious to a member of staff. I don't know what they're going to do about it. We'll find out how threatening this security issue is as it continues to emerge. Emerge, merge, emergency, cloaked in the language of emergency. What is this? An encounter, a struggle between the frame and the framed. The interior world, the struggles of which seem so insignificant in comparison to the struggles of the exterior world. The tumult that exists around us. You only need to read a newspaper or look on Twitter to see that there is horror everywhere. But maybe not here. How do we connect the interior and the exterior world? How are we drawing lines between those two places, those two sites? Security is bound to a sense of threat, intimately so. A threat for whom? The economy, business, property, the state, our national community, our values, our identities, our freedom, our justice, our history, our future. This painting is potentially a threat for us and our people. How so? This painting is terror. If it shows us the signs that we are looking for. Lines that appear perpendicular. They are a threat to our traditions. Which traditions? The traditions that we hold together, us here, maybe to do with clothing, the traditions of clothing. We all wear clothing, that's a tradition. We wouldn't want that to be under threat. Or maybe we would. I don't know. But that we all wear clothing in a certain way, that is precious to us. We wear shoes on our feet. We don't wear hats on our knees. We don't wear gloves on each of our toes and walk around like fucking crazy centipedes. No. This is our tradition, and it's also enwrapped around our rituals as well, the things that we do regularly, that we perform. If this perpendicular line appears, then that is a threat to this tradition that we hold so dear, these traditions that make us part of who we are. Keep a watch for any perpendicular lines, please. Blue sloping downwards. Any instance of blue sloping downwards is a threat to our economy. It signifies economic decline. That might, in this instance, here in this room, affect us directly. The price of drinks might go up. Some people may be removed from their seats forcibly because the amount of money that they put in to pay here no longer justifies their being in this space. Somehow the price and the value of the land that they're sat on has increased, and now they'll be moved away. So watch out for economic decline in the blue that slopes downwards in the various parts of this painting. Watch out for the red. Fucking red. Red is clearly a sign of radicalization. The person next to you might be becoming radical because of this red that occurs, because something about them is, something in them is invoked, something radical within them that wants to hurt and damage our society, our community together here. Something is invoked by seeing this red that makes them a threat to you directly. So beware red. Keep an eye out for red. Do not let the red go unnoticed. And we can see this yellow, this drifting yellow, this yellow that lilts somewhat across the top and downwards. And yellow, it's almost jaundice-like. It's like some kind of malaise or a decay. It's a moral decay, and a threat to our morality is a threat to each and every one of us, because what happens if we become antagonistic towards one another because of this moral decline in a certain section of our populace, and it sets us in antagonistic relationships with one another? Oh, beware the moral decay, because it's here in the yellow. I have to write this down because I'm going to refer to it later. Anything that sort of squiggles, I didn't study art theory, but anything that squiggles, that's quite sort of questionable, because that might be threatening to us. Remember, we're on the lookout for threat, because this painting is a security threat to each and every one of us, and it's what's inside it, it's what we read from it, it's what's within the frame here that directly affects us and makes us concerned about our own futures. And so this squiggle, well, that is quite clearly threatening, because it may indicate instances where public disorder may arise. This squiggle, this movement, this agitation that exists within the piece is causing tension with the rest of it. It may look placid, but that is because it could be about to burst into something more dangerous, an anger, a resentment, a damage to the property, to ourselves, to everyone around us, and chaos, and vitally, a loss of certainty that we all need. And finally, within our threat matrix, something particularly concerning is arising in the movements here. We have to watch carefully for the signs.